Hello, my name is Tammie, and I'm the Senior Launch Specialist with Produce Your Podcast on Tracy DeForge's team. Today, I'm going to talk to you about why podcasts are booming, what's fueling the growth, and how creators, listeners, and advertisers are all playing a part in this explosive trend. We'll also look at the key statistics and growth opportunities, especially for those of you interested in podcast management. Let's jump in. There's no hiding it. The statistics, podcasts are growing at a remarkable pace. Let's start with the numbers. In 2023, the number of regular podcast listeners was well over 464 million, which is nearly 1 in every 15 people worldwide. And by the end of 2024, that number is expected to grow by 40 million or more. One of the most exciting aspects of this growth is how it's spreading globally. In South America, the podcast industry is absolutely booming. Chile, for example, has seen a growth rate of 84%, and Argentina isn't far behind at 55.3%. These markets are becoming key players in the podcasting space. In the US, growth is also steady. About 2/3 of the podcast listeners are between 12 and 34. But the fastest growing segment is actually those aged between 35 and 54. And in terms of the proportion of the population listening to podcasts, the US leads the way with 4 in every 10 Americans tuning in at least once a month. Sweden is right behind with 34.6% of the population listening to podcasts regularly. Another big trend in podcast world right now is the rise of video podcasts, also known as vodcasts. Platforms like Spotify and YouTube have seen a surge in video podcast consumption. Social media giants like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are also becoming a prime channel for hosting and promoting these episodes. The audience preference is clear. 1/3 of podcast fans would rather watch a podcast with a video than listen to audio alone. This has led to a massive increase in the numbers of video podcasts being published. In 2023 alone, there were more than 50,000 video podcasts, representing a 28% growth and accounting for almost 1 in 5 podcasts. Now let's talk about the money. Podcasting is big business. In 2021, revenues from podcast ads exceeded $1 billion for the first time. And now let's fast forward to 2023. And that figure has more than doubled to 2.3 billion. By the end of 2024, it's expected that podcast ad revenue will hit $4 billion. It's important to note that podcasting has grown at double the rate of other digital channels, with a 26% growth rate. And for those of you wondering which genre bringing in the big bucks, it's typically podcast related content on a regular schedule and focus on categories like sports, society, and comedy. These are the podcasts ranking in the most ad dollars and sponsorships. Now, you might be asking, why are these statistics important, especially for podcast managers? Well, if you're a podcast manager or looking to break into the industry, these numbers demonstrate how valuable podcasts have become in terms of reaching a growing audience and generating revenue. The industry's rapid expansion opens up opportunity for clients and sell your services as a podcast manager. And yes, these statistics should definitely be used in your pitches and to potential clients. They help make the benefits of podcasting tangible and showcase the immense potential your clients could tap into by leveraging podcasts to grow their brand. The podcast industry is thriving, and it's a perfect time to invest in this space. Whether you're a content creator or someone considering podcast management as a career, the future looks bright. The opportunities for growth, monetization, and reaching new audience are tremendous. And for those aspiring podcast managers, there's even more good news. Programs like the Podcast Management Academy are available to help you learn every skill, strategy, and mindset hack needed to succeed in the growing industry. With the right knowledge, you can position yourself for a lifestyle of freedom, balance, and higher rates as you work remotely and help clients capitalize on their podcasting boom. Thanks for listening.
At the Podcast Management Academy, our mission is to help you build a successful business with accountability, guidance, and industry expertise. Subscribe for how-to videos and podcast management tips. For info on our certification program and more resources, visit podcastmanagementacademy.com.